Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So, I had to do this video. I wasn't going to do it, but I was like, I got to do this shit because this shit is fucking crazy. Okay, because today I'm on Facebook, right? And I posted a status, and I'm going to read the status to you, the Facebook status I wrote. So the Facebook status says, usually men who complain about women being hoes are men who aren't getting sex, men only having sex with one woman, usually a woman he isn't that into anyway, or men who aren't getting sex as frequently as they would like. These hoes are fucking somebody. It's just not them, and that's why they're hating. A man who's getting sex on a consistent basis, especially by multiple women, has no issue with hoes. All right, so I wrote that, and I put it on Facebook, and some people shared it in different groups or whatever. And so, what I was shocked and appalled by, right? I was shocked that dudes were getting all in their feelings and shit. You understand what I'm saying about the post? See, it's one thing, I don't expect people to agree with me. Do you understand? All the time. You don't have to agree with me. You can agree with me. You could disagree with me. That's cool. Actually, I actually like when people disagree with me sometimes, because then I can see a different perspective and see, where a person might come from. When I'm saying something, they might say, nah, because of this, because of that. And I'm cool with that, right? But I'm looking at this shit and I'm just like, wow, these dudes are really like getting upset at this shit. Like, as I'm reading some of the comments on some of the groups, and they're just like, so they're responding to it, and they're like, oh, this guy is stupid, and what is he talking about? Because these hoes, they're ruining lives, and they're taking men to courts and child support and having babies and destroying communities and blase blase blah. And I'm like, hold on, son, hold the fuck on, chill the fuck out, right? Because basically, if you're reading the status, what I'm talking about, right? There's a certain context about what's going on. And especially, I thought dudes were good at, understanding context, because sometimes, I have debates with my girl and some other chicks, and for some reason chicks they don't understand context. So I remember one time I was like, I said something like, I said something about, I was like, yo, bitches be looking good when they wear, short ass shorts or whatever, right? So I'm giving a compliment, you understand, and I'm using bitches as, the slang talking about women, right? So I was around a group of chicks or whatever, and they're like, oh, that's disrespectful, and you using the word bitch and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, in this context, I'm using the word bitch and I'm complimenting a woman, right? Now, if I said, fuck these bitches ain't shit, do you understand? Then in that context, I'm being disrespectful, right? So it's not about the word bitch, it's the context in how I'm using the word, right? So when I'm talking about this, and maybe I could have been a little bit more clear. I thought I was clear with the context because I'm talking about sex in this, but maybe I could have been a little bit more clear. I could have been saying, when I'm saying hoes, I am talking about women who fuck a lot of dudes. Do you understand? Because usually that's the definition of what people say when they talk about hoes, right? And I'm trying to use it in this context. But, I usually use hoe as a woman, having sex for, money, for monetary gain. You understand? That's how I usually use hoe. But what I noticed is that guys started to just use hoe as any chick who's promiscuous, any chick who, fucks a lot of dudes. So this is why I'm using it in that context and talking about sex. Right? So you either have dudes that say a hoe is a chick who's, fucking around for monetary gain, or just a hoe is a chick who's fucking just a whole bunch of dudes. And some dudes, they interchange it with slut and whatever it is, right? So in this context, I'm talking about a woman just having a whole bunch of sex. So my question is, why do dudes, right, get so upset about a chick fucking a whole bunch of guys? That's the question. That's it. I'm not talking about chicks taking dudes to child support court and chicks fucking, like I had dudes talking about like, oh, these hoes out here, they're cheating on their men and then they're breaking these guys' hearts. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about chicks who are fucking multiple dudes. What is the problem? And the thing is, nobody really wanted to sort of address it. It was like they wanted to go off in that tangent talking about other shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because the thing that I hear a lot is like dudes is like, oh, how much, what's her body count? And oh, she been fucking mad dudes and blah, 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 blah. So the question was, what's the big deal about that? And the thing is, what I'm saying here is that the dudes who are complaining about that shit are usually the ones who ain't really getting shit popping with chicks sexually. Because if you are the recipient of whores, you understand what I'm saying? If you're the guy who's getting all these chicks and you're having sex with them, you technically aren't really going to complain. And if you do complain, it doesn't really make sense because you're having sex with these chicks. And usually what happens is when a dude who's having sex with multiple chicks still is like, oh, these hoes and this and this and that. You understand what I'm saying? It's usually because the hoe or hoes that he wanted to fuck aren't really fucking him. He's fucking some other hoes that, he's not really too proud of fucking. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like that shit happens a lot, right? But the thing is that a dude who, is consistently getting ass, a dude who's, out there doing his thing and making it happen, he's not sitting there complaining about a chick being a hoe. It's usually the guys who, they had this one chick and then they was in love with her and then she ended up fucking some other guy and then he got his little heart broken and he was crying in the bathroom and then he's like, oh, fuck these hoes. It's just like, that shit, dudes started to go off on that tangent. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about some chick who is just fucking a lot of dudes. A hoe. You understand? If that's the context they want to put hoes in, right? So again, dudes would say chicks who are hoes are fucking for money or they're just fucking a lot. Either way, it's them fucking a lot. You understand? Or being promiscuous, right? But then what I noticed is that while I'm reading the comments, it seems like dudes started to have another definition of the hoe. You understand? And it seemed like the definition of the hoe now is just, or another definition of it is just a chick who did something that you didn't like, or did something that you thought was fucked up. And the thing is that any chick can do something that you thought was fucked up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Any chick could do that. So when we're talking about hoes, and especially in this context of the actual post that I did, right? All we're talking about is sex. And then dudes just went off on a whole damn tirade on this whole other tangent about all this other extra shit. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, and the thing is that I'm just shocked that dudes is just getting in their feelings. Cause like, I was like, a man who's getting sex consistently, he's not going to be complaining about hoes. And then so I guess a lot of the dudes that were complaining about hoes, they was like, yo, what are you talking about, nigga? I just had sex yesterday, my nigga. I had sex an hour before I posted this. What you talking about, son? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, nigga, you don't have to prove to me that you had sex. It's okay. It's okay. If you had sex, it's okay. Right? But my question is, your complaint about the hoes, right? What is it really about? Because all I'm talking about is chicks who fuck a lot. And then I seen other comments where dudes are like, oh, we don't care about chicks fucking a lot. It's not about that. It's about these chicks who are, playing these dudes or pretending they not hoes. And then they end up being hoes. And then they end up getting dudes fucked up in a game. And then they end up getting dudes locked up and the police coming after them. And I'm like, yo, you putting extras on it. I'm not even talking about that. You understand? I'm not even talking about that shit. So it's like when when you're putting that extra thing on it and you're getting away from the actual topic at hand, then it becomes ridiculous. And the thing is, like again, I said, maybe I could have been more clear. Maybe that was my fault. Do you understand? Maybe that was my fault for not being more clear. You understand? Maybe that, my bad, because I assumed that people were smart enough to understand the Now, there's a lot of people who understood what the fuck I was saying without even having to go off on that extra tangent. They saw it. They was like, okay, I see what you're saying, and that was that, right? Or there was due to, didn't agree, but they said, hey, look, I don't agree. This is what I think, and that's cool. But I'm like, damn, niggas is getting in their feelings for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, my God. Oh, my goodness. And it's funny because, I did a video actually probably a couple months ago. And the title of it was something like, this video is going to change the way you view women. And the thing is, in the video, basically what I was saying is that the way that most guys think about women, they don't understand the reality of what goes on with a lot of these women. See, a lot of dudes think that there is this, there's a section of women who are these magical, delicate flowers who are not quote unquote hoes. Because again, when we're talking about hoes in this context, we're talking about chicks who aren't fucking around and fucking a whole bunch of dudes. They think that there's this section of girls who's not fucking a whole bunch of dudes, who is the quote unquote wifey material. You understand? Who's not making shit go down, right? Now, there are girls out there who are, chilling, who ain't really sucking on a whole bunch of dicks. You understand what I'm saying? But it's a super small percentage. It's a small fucking percentage. And the part that kills me is that dudes are still naive enough to think that women aren't out here fucking and sucking. You understand? Let me tell you something. Think about this. Just think about this on a common fucking sense level, right? You're a chick. You go outside. You get approached. Let's say something light. Let's say something light. Something mad light. You get approached 5 times a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, right? Now, let's say around 18 years old, because I know certain chicks lost their virginity earlier than that, but let's say 18 years old, and let's say you meet a chick and she's 27. So from 18 to 27 or 28, let's give it like 10 years. For 10 years, every day, at least 5 dudes was hollering at her, right? Do you fucking think for a second, and I didn't even get to online dating, okay? Anyway, do you fucking think that this chick who's been hollered at 5 times a day, 365 days a year, for 10 years, had sex with only 1 dude or 2 dudes? Really, nigga? So when dudes is on this, oh, well, she's not wifey material because she fucked a lot of guys. Who the fuck is wifey material? Please point her out. Please show me these unicorns that you found. Do you understand what I'm saying? And my thing is that why do you care? That's the point. This is the point of the post. I'm saying, why do you guys care? What is that? What does the chick fucking have to do with anything? Right? And just like some of these other dudes are saying, they were like, oh, well, we don't care about that, but we care about chicks doing this and chicks doing that. And I'm like, but we're not talking about that. See, the thing is, you have an issue or problem with how you are interacting with certain women. Do you understand? So it's not really a hoe issue. I got issues dealing with women issues. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because if you're going to talk about hoes, it got to be at least something about promiscuous sex or some chick getting paper for fucking. You going off on some other shit about, oh, well, these chicks are taking me to court for child support. Well, that's another issue. You fucked the chick, got her pregnant, and now you want some child support shit. That's some other shit. We could talk about that all day. And there's a lot of shit that's fucked up that I think is fucked up in that situation. But we're not talking about that. You understand? And the thing is, the way that there's so many dudes out there that's naive when we're talking about chicks actually out here and their sexual promiscuity, that right there in itself is an issue. That's the reason why these guys get caught up. You know why? Because they actually believe this myth that there's these chicks out here who, they're just waiting for the perfect guy. They're just waiting for the perfect guy so they could open their legs for the perfect guy. These chicks only, what? She didn't have sex with 30 guys. It was only 3. Yep. That's what she told you. That's exactly what she told you. You understand? And it was funny because there's a dude on my page. He wrote something, and I thought it was perfect for. Let me see if I can find it. I'm actually on the Facebook right now. Right. So this dude wrote, he said, the problem with guys discussing this topic is everybody isn't on the same page. Some guys feel any woman who is promiscuous is a hoe or a slut. Some guys feel if a woman has had sex with anyone before them, it makes them a hoe or a slut. Some guys feel if a woman doesn't have what they feel is a low enough partner, counts that she's a slut or a hoe. All the above are why women don't feel comfortable expressing their interest in sex to most guys. Now, I had dudes on there, on the other message, the other like groups. It's like, oh, this nigga simping, Mr. Locario simping. He's on that PUA shit. And anybody who's followed what I do and all that stuff knows what the deal is. I don't fuck around with no simping. I'm not trying to save these hoes and all this other stuff. But the thing is, I got to be honest on both sides, because all day I'm on Facebook. And, I talk a lot of real shit about women, you understand? And dudes is co-signing it all day. But then when I talk about some real shit about dudes, it's like, oh my God, like, what are you talking about? It's fucked up. You're crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta be fair on both sides. You feel what I'm saying? And the thing is, my question also was, I get a lot of dudes who they hit me up all the time. And they're like, yo, man, it's hard out here, man. These chicks be fronting. I was trying to fuck with this chick. I took her to the crib and, she changed her mind. She didn't want to do it. I was chilling, or there's another guy be like, I was chilling with this girl. We was kissing. I was trying to make something else pop. And she was like, nah, chill. We need to take it slow. And then, and I'm just like, you see, this you can't, like, if you want to get sex, if you are interested in fucking women, why are you making it an issue that women are trying to fuck you? Huh? This is what I'm saying. The issue isn't about, oh, these chicks are out here taking niggas to court, and these chicks are out here playing the victim and this and this and that. Yes, I understand that happens, and I don't co-sign none of that shit. But my question is, and most dudes don't think about this, they just sort of spew it out because they're conditioned to say it. It's like, oh, well, if a chick is fucking mad niggas, oh, it's messed up, and that means she got daddy issues, and and chicks aren't built that way to be fucking a whole bunch of dudes and blah blah blah. And the thing is, it's true, a lot of chicks aren't really built that way to fuck a lot of dudes, but chicks can actually fuck dudes. Do you understand what I'm saying? And still be okay. It's not all cut and dry like you think, right? But the problem is, and this goes back to the original post, is that if you are a dude who is getting it popping, right, you are not really going to have an issue with it like that because you're benefiting from it. If you're the type of guy who's not benefiting from it, then you are going to, be saying this type of shit. Like there was this movie, I can't remember the name of it, but it was about this dude. I think the guy that was starring in it was like, his name was Ricky Gervais or something like that. He's some British comedian dude or whatever, I think. And the movie was about him being in a world where everyone had to tell the truth, but he was the only one that could lie. Right? So since he was the only one that could lie, people took his lies as truth, right? Now, there was a scene that I thought was so fucking genius, and it explains everything that I'm saying perfectly. There was a scene where he liked this chick, he was trying to get with her, right? Then the chick was trying to get with this other dude, right? And now remember, he can lie, but it's a world that everyone tells the truth, so they assume he's telling the truth. So what he says to the girl that's about to go out with this other dude, he says to her, hey, don't go out with him or don't have sex with him because he's not going to respect you. And women who are respectable don't do that type of stuff. And he's not going to like you if you're fucking around and all this other stuff. So it's like, and he's like, you're not going to be a good woman if you're having sex and blah, 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 blah. Right? Now, the only reason he was telling her that was because he didn't want her to go fuck the guy she was going out with. He wanted her to fuck him. Do you understand? So this is what I'm saying, where you have a lot of guys who will be sort of hating on chicks who's on some hoe shit because they're the ones that are not getting shit popping, or like these dudes going on this tangent, they're the ones who got their heart broken because, some chick they liked fucked some other guy. And now, these hoes. And it's like, dude, you just mad because the chick you was trying to fuck was fucking some other nigga. And see, the thing is, it kills me because I'm like, you guys are up there saying, oh, well, you're simping and you're talking down on men and you're taking up for women. And I'm like, dude, I make like a fucking, this past year, I made probably like a 100 something posts. Maybe 90% of those are about women. And then I make one post talking about dudes. You understand? Some real shit. And it's like, oh, you're simping and you're talking down on the men and you're trying to get brownie points from women. And I'm just like, my God, dudes is in their feelings heavy. I'm like, man. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, I'm just sitting there like, I'm laughing, I'm shocked, and I'm sad at the same time. It's just, it kills me. It kills me. But, everybody, and there's nothing wrong with having your own opinions. You should be having your own opinions. You should be dissecting everything that I'm talking about. And not just me, everybody. You don't just take shit people say and just take it. You dissect it, see if it makes sense to you, and discuss, right? But when you start to get into your feelings, right, all that is showing is that there's something going on with you it's deep. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Do you understand? It has everything to do with something hitting a nerve about you and your life and what the hell's going on with you. And when it comes to this specific topic, this has something to do with how you have been interacting with women and stuff that you need to sort of deal with and figure out in order to, make shit better for yourself. You feel what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to touch on this because, you guys out there, you're getting all in your feelings. A lot of you guys out there are still being naive to the reality of the situation when it comes to women and sex. And, I'm just trying to bring awareness to the shit. You feel what I'm saying? So, let me know what you guys think. Click the link below, send me your questions, and I will holler at you guys later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. All right, now before you click off this video, I need you to do 3 quick things. First, I need you to click the link below to send me your questions, because if you have any questions, I'll answer them in a video. 2, click the link under that to get my free ebook, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. It gives you 10 tips on how to attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.